perfect. Jade, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me and kind of do this interview as you've been going through the program the past 16 weeks, and it's been incredible. You're one of the most genuine, real people that I've ever met, and I really
Oh,
appreciate
thank
that
you.
about you. So as we kind of go through this, if you want to do just like a quick intro, name, what you do, a little bit about you, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So my name is Jade, and what I do for work is I'm a private investigator. So it's a lot of things. Whether I'm working in my car, sitting outside of people's houses, or I'm sitting at home doing background checks, I'm always sitting. So it was kind of the biggest thing for me. Came to a roadblock that I had hit in my life was I went from my feet all the time, these 8, 10 hour days, 5, 6 days a week to sitting home. So that was a big contributor to, our journey.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And we kind of started chatting about connecting and helping you with your fitness goals. What were those goals kind of coming into the program?
Yeah, so I hit a peak that I was not happy with. It was a wake up call. And, I had thought I was eating healthy and I was working out 4 times, maybe 5 times a week. And I couldn't figure out what roadblock I was hitting. And so I talked to Connor about my goals, which was I wanted to lose at least 15 pounds to 20 pounds of fat, build muscle, lean out. That was the goal. It was it wasn't even really a goal. It wasn't really a choice. It had to be done because it was only going up, and it was really disheartening.
Yeah.
So to have an overall, so have a healthy relationship with food, uh, not create eating disorder because we all can have dysmorphia at times, and so it was I want to lose this fat, but I don't want to have to cut out all of the things in my life that I don't
Hmm.
want it to be um, boring because
Yeah.
then it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So that was, I remember our first conversation. I said, just whatever you do, I can't cut my coffee out of my diet. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And you were like, you don't have to.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. So your goals were to lose a little bit of fat, but maintain muscle mass. Be able to do it sustainably. Still have your coffee, not have it kind of like run your whole life. Still kind of enjoy those
Yeah,
things. Um,
absolutely.
and then the big thing was like not develop an eating disorder or not develop like a bad
Yeah.
relationship with food, which is so common in kind of the fitness space, right? We go towards
Yeah.
our goals for a good thing, but then sometimes some negative things arise during that. So I feel that.
Absolutely. You could look at yourself in the mirror and be like, it's not happening fast enough. And then you want to cut more calories because you think,
Hmm.
oh, if I cut more calories, then it'll happen. And so having a coach who tells you you're allowed to have bad days, it was really important for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, that's huge. So what was kind of your health, your nutrition, your relationship with your body, all that good stuff when we started working together?
Oh no, like I said, I hit a I hit a peak, which wasn't a good peak. It was I hit my heaviest weight. I like wanted to avoid mirrors. I don't want to wear anything besides leggings or something stretchy, sweatpants. Going out to have dinner with friends, like you just dread wearing normal people clothing.
Hmm.
I wasn't confident. I didn't even want to be pictured with my son, and it
Mm.
sucks because I'm gonna miss out on a lot of memories with my son because I was too insecure to even take pictures with my son because
Yeah.
I didn't want to see a picture of me with my son and then it make me spiral and then it was not good. I was not in a good place mentally, physically, and I thought, like I said, I think that was the biggest problem was I thought that what I was doing was right because I thought I was
Right.
eating good and I thought I was exercising, so that contributed to I what's wrong with me, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a good relationship with food. I didn't have a good relationship with myself, with my body, with the way that I perceived my body,
Yeah.
and it was rough. And even sitting on video calls, I didn't want to wear like short sleeves. I didn't want my arms to be seen in it, and so yeah, it was at an all time low,
Yeah.
truly.
Yeah. And what started to shift as we were working together?
I mean, honestly, that's the one thing about working with you is it's not just here's your meal plan, here's your workout, I'll see you next week. It
Hmm.
was, how's your mindset? How's, eating going this week? And oh, well, if at one time somebody had made a comment that really made me feel really, and it was a past comment about my past self after I
Hmm.
started losing weight, but it was a comment that made me feel so down. And I got on a call with you and you're like, let's write, in our journal and let's, say the positive things about yourself. So it was the accountability of having a coach, it was the programs and the meal plans, but it was also just having somebody support you and say, no, it's okay. It's
Hmm.
healthy to have bad days. You have to feel that. It's okay. But we don't want to dwell on it. Don't let the scale get you down.
Hmm.
It's just a number, it's just statistics, it's just, basically data
Yeah.
at this point. And just having that reassurance on my worst days and being able to, hey, am I doing this right? Should I be doing this a different way? Hey, what
Hmm.
about this? Just constantly having somebody 24/7 access to somebody who, if I had a question or if I was feeling really weird, to go to. And
Yeah.
so that through this program has helped me understand myself, helped me understand my relationship with food.
Hmm.
Even, I've been working out for 15 years now, always in the gym, always doing activity.
Yeah.
And I've learned so much in the last 4 months, things that I never knew, things I was doing wrong for years. That really, I mean, it's small stuff, but it adds up.
Yeah.
It's just it's made such a world of difference in my life and my relationship with food and working out and myself.
Love that. I love that. And I love that you said it's so much more than just nutrition plan or meal plan and workouts, because there's the physiological side of losing weight, right? Calories, macros, lifting, rests, interval, like all of those things. And then there's the psychological side of like, okay, how am I feeling about this? What is my motivation behind losing weight? Okay, if I'm not adhering to my diet, how come? What's going on in my life that I need to maybe work through that then will open up the change? Like there's so much to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was one of the great things that we were able to do with you was, yes, we addressed the physiological side, but we also addressed a lot of like the psychological, like,
Mhm.
just making those two things work synergistically for the best results.
Yeah, and I think that that was one of the big things too, was it's easy for you to send out a meal plan and I get a meal plan and a workout guide and it could just stop there. You have to
Mhm.
have the accountability, the discipline, and just the motivation on the days that you don't want to work out. But just knowing if I don't do this, I have to face Connor on Monday and I have to tell him why I didn't finish my third full body workout today.
Yeah.
And, then I have to tell him, why the numbers on the scale didn't go down. Or he's going to ask, well, you're telling me that you ate this way, but the data is showing something else. So it
Hmm.
is, it's having that accountability of
Accountability.
like, I have to tell Connor and I don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, having that accountability is so huge.
Yeah.
So for you, what were some of the results that you achieved? Let's go like first like the tangibles, like weight, all whatever, and then like the intangibles, maybe like mindset shifts, that type of thing.
Okay. Yeah. So physically, I'm down 13 pounds, and that was through the holidays and my son's
Heck yeah.
birthday. So that was on Thanksgiving, Christmas, and my son's birthday,
So
which my son's
awesome.
birthday and Christmas are super close together. So it was hard. You have the holiday season, everybody wants to get together and have, all these good tasting foods. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, it definitely was a little bit hard too. But the fact that I was still able to lose 13 pounds and I've lost inches, I'm
Yeah.
fitting into clothes differently. I've built muscle mass as well in places that I've never really had a ton of muscle mass, like my shoulders
Hmm.
and my arms. I've never had strong looking arms. And so I've built a lot of muscle. I've lost inches. I've lost fat. And then when it comes to, more of the mindset, I surprised myself. I'm an eater. I like to eat. I'm a foodie.
Hmm.
So having that discipline of, my boyfriend would say, hey, let's have pizza tonight. Well, you can have pizza, but I have to have something else,
Mm-hmm.
and having the discipline of not snacking when you're at home. And just that to me was a really big deal. It was something that I
Yeah.
haven't really had before. Having to have discipline is, it can be tough. So
Mm-hmm.
being able to have discipline, but then if you do slip up and you do, crave a bag of hot Cheetos, Connor said to me all the time, you sit down and you eat that bag of hot Cheetos and you enjoy every single bite, and then we
Yep.
just get up and we get back on it.
Yep.
And you shouldn't shame yourself. You shouldn't feel bad about it. You shouldn't say, "Oh my gosh, I have to go to the gym and run 3 miles now."
Yeah.
It's just to enjoy your hot Cheetos and you move on. And
Yep.
that was the biggest thing, is not punishing yourself, not feeling guilty, just saying, you know what, I've been really good on my diet and I just want to do this, and that's okay. It's just one thing, it's not going to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you're doing that every day, 5 times a day, that's different.
Then
But
that's gonna add up. Yep.
yeah. So I think just the mentality of, having discipline, being able to have control, not punishing yourself for being human,
Mm-hmm.
was huge. And having support, I think it's one of the biggest things, is having support, and not an enabler, not an, oh, just do whatever you want. It's, well, you can have that, but then you get back on the horse,
Mm-hmm.
and let's try this and let's do that and make sure you're doing this. And so it's okay, but like, let's not do that every time. And so it's about the
Yeah.
accountability of it as well. So it's been really so great, because in the back of your mind you just hear Connor's voice and what he's told you, and it keeps you accountable, and it's great, honestly.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I remember that I feel like that was a consistent theme throughout our calls, was the discipline that you said that you were so proud. Like, I've never had this type of discipline. I've never been able to stick to
Yeah.
something like this for this long. And you were just
Mhm.
so, to see the light in your eyes when you would talk about the discipline that you were gaining through the program was awesome. And I think something that contributed to that was, like, we built the program around you. We did baby steps. We, just like you said, if there was a slip up, it's not a shame. It's not a punishment. It's not a, okay, well, now you have to do, 40 extra minutes of cardio tomorrow. Like, there's none of that guilt and terribleness. It's just like, okay, that's great. Let's move on. Let's move on from it. Let's learn. Let's grow. And then
Mhm.
because of that, you were able to increase your discipline so much, which is really incredible to see.
Yeah, the discipline was great, and also having somebody where, I came to Connor recently and told him, like, I've just really been going through it, and I don't know why I've fallen off the wagon here a little bit, and I'm trying to get back on the straight and narrow, and somebody to just be honest with and not be scared to tell, is a big thing, because I know people who shame you for what you eat, or
Mm-hmm.
make you feel like, you're gonna die if you eat something bad. And so to be able to have open conversations and say, I don't know why this is happening. And, I don't know what to do. I feel a little bit lost in this moment, and have somebody to help you, support you,
Mm-hmm.
and help you get back on track is, it's great. Yeah, it's really
I love
great. And it
that.
does, it helps you be accountable,
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that. And so I guess last question is, if somebody were on the fence of working with me, or like, what would you say to somebody that's in that scenario?
What I would say is, it's absolutely an investment in yourself, but it's so worth it. When it comes to my personal experience with Connor, um, you get 24/7 access to somebody who's always gonna support you and your goals and say, let's figure it out. There's been, I don't even know, something from like, hey, is this, supplement good? And he's on his computer looking up the supplement. He's really trying to give you the best advice, being honest with you, um, about things that, once again, you're fed things like fat burners are like such a game changer, and to find out it's just like a caffeine pill and you don't need it and you're wasting your money. I mean,
Yeah.
it's things like that that they just don't tell you and they glamorize. And to have somebody who is honest with you about stuff like that is so important. And so Connor is honest. He's really, really motivating too. That's another thing, is it's always a motivation. Every Monday we start, we do our calls, and every Monday I always feel refreshed and ready for my workout later in the day, because I feel motivated. I talk to my coach. I'm like, all right, we're going to get after it today. So it's a lot of support, he knows he's very educated, very, very educated, and he's very good at what he does. And so I avidly have said if I didn't get recommended Connor through somebody else who looks great, might I just add, I don't know that I would have gone with a personal trainer, because how do you trust them? But
Right.
Connor is so educated and so good at what he does, and so he just makes it so easy. It's not hard, it's not complicated, and the support is definitely a big one too.
Thank
For
you.
sure.
I appreciate that. Honestly, working with you has been a joy. I feel like you have degrees, just like I feel like in everything with people that you work with, right? You have degrees of enjoyment to not so much enjoyment. And for you,
Yeah.
you are on the highest end of the
Ah,
enjoyed working with you. I
thank
enjoyed
you.
our calls. I enjoyed, seeing your progress. And even when it was a down day, it was like I felt like I was kind of in the trenches with you, like, okay, let's figure this out. Let's dive into it. Let's figure out one way or the other. Let's try this. Okay, that you're struggling with this. Let's figure this out. And it was actually enjoyable. And that's one of the things that I genuinely love about what I do is like, it's something that I like. It's something that I enjoy. Like
Yeah.
it's so rewarding, being able to help people in this way. It's just such an incredible thing. So,
Well,
um,
and I think too that's touching on I mean, everybody these days thinks they're a fitness influencer because they watch a couple of videos, and so I think having Connor actually know what he's talking about and have, the education behind it, to me is one of the biggest things that sold, before I even worked with Connor, sold me on this, partnership, I guess, with
mhm.
Connor, is because I felt like you are educated and you're not just looking up YouTube videos on, this information, and you
Right.
shared, your story with why you like to help people with me as well. And seeing the passion behind it is a big thing, because it's not just another paycheck. You're helping people, you're doing what you love. And so yeah, I think it's great. It's honestly a great experience, and I've learned so much. And my parents asked me, "Do you think it's worth it?" And I said, "Absolutely." And I would never take it back. I would never. I've learned so much about myself, about fitness, nutrition, just things in general when it comes to the fitness world. Like I said about the fat burner thing. I mean, they really make it seem as though it's going to change your
The
life.
end all. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and they try and sell you something that you don't need. So um, it's just been, like I said, it's not finicky. It's not. It's just very easy and very, it keeps you accountable, but it doesn't feel intense.
Hmm.
But it feels like enough pressure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's that sweet spot of pushing you outside your limits to actually get the results, but not too far that you burn out or hate it or
absolutely,
want to kill me because I told you to eat chicken and broccoli every single day. Like just it's
yeah.
that perfect middle. So
Well, and that too. I mean, the sustainability of the diet itself. It's also another thing that I feel is glamorized online is like, oh, you have to eat, chicken and rice and broccoli, and you'll get and it's like, that's not sustainable for a lot of people. And if it
no.
is your lifestyle, that's great, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And so you give us a wide variety of, ideas of food to make,
Hmm.
and, everything on top of, if you find, your own food. And then I've asked you a million times, what do you think about this? And how do we feel about that? And,
Hmm.
every time it's always been fits within your calories. You can make it work.
Yep.
And fueling your body with the food that it needs. So it's another thing too, is not everybody is so willing to provide like a, not just even like macros and this is what you should be eating, but to provide meals that for the people that don't know where to even start.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, and starting like we talked about, kind of baby steps and building into it is so crucial. So seriously, Jade, thank you so much for being here, and for anybody who's watching this. If you have any questions for me or want to experience similar experience and changes that Jade has, she's been incredible. Message me, shoot me a DM. Say I'm interested or info, just something like that. Let me know that you're interested with that. And we can see if it's a good fit for you as well. So, Jade, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you too.
See ya.